Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Joanna. Today I wanted to show you how to create this cut-through window. You basically cut through two pieces of cardstock and you have the greeting inside. You can read the greeting inside. So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to start with a 4.5 and 3 3/4 piece of cardstock. It's a little bit bigger than what I have here, but I want to try it with a bigger cardstock, and I'm going to use Distress Oxide to create the background. You can see that it's spotted, it's distressed, it's wonderful. Now these are the colors that I'm using. You can just look them up. The red and the fire brick actually and the peel paint are my main colors. I just want a little bit of yellow and orange here, but I definitely want the red and greens. So I already put the Distress Oxides. I'm gonna give it a little squeeze of water, and I'm going to dunk the paper, move it around. There you go. I'm gonna add some more here, and again. Now the beauty with this of Distress Oxide is that you can add layering to it as the paint is drying. Now you can have a heat gun and you can heat it up with the heat gun in between layers, and then you can add another layer and another layer and another layer. I'm going to add a little bit more red here and some green here, and again some more water, and you can just play with it until you get the effect that you're looking for. That's why the Distress Oxides are awesome. Now I didn't get my heat gun ready, but what I would do is I would heat in between each layer, and I would make sure that this paper is completely dry before I start working with it. Now you can see that it's drying and it gives you that little powdery, chalky finish. It's really cool. But for example, here it's already drying. I can add some more texture to it, and you just continue on. It's a really fun technique. Alright, so I already have a piece that is nice and dry, and I'm going to put my die cut, which I'm using the Thank You die cut. So I'm going to put the die cut on it, but before I do that, I am going to clean this mess up so we don't have to worry about it. There you go. Sorry that you have to sit and watch me clean the mess. Alright, and some more here. Okay, now we're good. So I already placed my die cuts, the Thank You die cut, on my colored piece of cardstock, and I'm going to run it through the die cut machine. And of course, when you're going to run it through, you're going to have this beautiful cutout. So now you're going to grab that. I'm going to put the card right here so you can kind of have an idea of what we're doing. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to place it on this cardstock and run it through the die cut machine again. So here I am. I'm going to place it on the cardstock and I'm going to run it through. Now depending on whether or not you know how thick the cardstock, the bottom cardstock is, it will either cut it through, or what's going to happen is you're going to get a good impression of it, like here. Do you see that? It's a very good impression, but when you look on the other side, it's really not cut through. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the die cut and you're going to kind of nestle in it, and it's funny because it really finds its way. That groove really puts it in the right spot. So you're going to put the die cut here and attach it with a little bit of tape and run it through, and then you're going to get the exact die cut. So this is what you have to do the die cutting. Now I already put a piece of white cardstock in my card, and this one is already cut out. So now we have to place the verbiage and we have to place the verbiage inside an exact spot so that when the card is closed, like here, you can see the thank you in there. Now in here I use the thank you that I cut out from this cardstock. Today I am going to use the thank you that we cut out from this cardstock, so it's going to be standing out. So let's do that, and I'm going to show you this one just a little bit more. You can see that this one here I also embossed it, clear embossed it, so it has a nice little pop. And I'm not doing that today. Today I just want to show you how to attach these. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my cutout greeting. I'm gonna put some glue on it, and I'm gonna place it in the window and try to fit it in so it fits the right way. Okay, now the one on the left hand side, like I told you, I embossed it with clear embossing powder. Actually what I did was I clear embossed it twice so that it has a bigger pop. It's kind of a neat technique. Alright, so right now I'm gonna go ahead and close my card, and I'm putting the die cut inside, and I'm layering it inside just as if though I'm just placing it back into its little spot. There you go. Okay, now I'm just gonna grab a tool of any sorts and just keep it in there as you try to lift the card. Now there is glue on that die cut, so it's gonna stick. You just have to kind of pop it through. I'm sure that there are different ways of doing it. This is my way of doing it, and it's been working. So I'm just gonna stick to that. So you're just gonna push it, make sure you're lifting the cardstock, but your thank you is staying in there. There. Okay. If there are any parts that are not sticking, you can always go back and add the glue. But if you do it this way, then you're gonna get the most perfect what do you call, location or layering, so that you know that it's gonna fit the window perfect. Alright, so let's do the same thing with the U. Hey, there. That was even easier than the other one. Just push it down, make sure that it sticks, and we're gonna try to lift the cardstock. You can see that something, I think I must have used a tape to put down a die cut, and it pulled off a little bit of the cardstock, but I'm not really worried about it because it's going to be covered anyways. So there you go, and it's absolutely perfect. It's absolutely perfect layer. So now we're going to work on the top, which honestly the only thing that we have to do is decorate it. And these are some die cuts from my monthly hero September 2018. I embossed them in gold, and then I colored them with Old Olive and Cajun Craze by Stampin' Up. So I just put a little bit of ink on my work surface, and I use a brush, and I did make a video before how to use the ink pads to color stuff, so you guys can look it up. And this one, so I decided that I'm going to do something a little bit different here. Both of these pieces were flat on. This one I decided that I'm going to pop up, and I already put the glue dots here. So I'm going to pull this off. So I'm gonna have one side that is popped out, but the other one I'm gonna keep down just for variety. So I'm gonna do, this is gonna be here like that, and I want it to be off a little bit, and this one I'm gonna glue down. Now it's not gonna be complete, it's not gonna be covering the whole entire thing, cardstock, so I'm just gonna put glue on the part that is gonna be covered. There you go. Yes, a little bit of glue is sticking out, but I'm really not worried about it. It's gonna dry clear. Now, while I'm waiting for this to dry and debating whether or not I'm going to trim it, because I could, but I don't have to. And actually, I don't know if I will. I don't know. I will see. This is already popped up with a double-sided tape. So I already have a double-sided, actually I used a foam sheet just because I didn't want to use my tape, my double-sided tape here, because with the foam sheet I can, when I put the glue on, I have some time to manipulate where I'm going to place the placement to make sure that it's exactly right. I have a hard time to do that with the tape, because when the tape is down, and that's about it. So this really allows me to do that. So this is just, oh my gosh, and I put the glue on without deciding if I am going to trim it or not. What am I thinking? Oh well, you know what, I'm just gonna put it down and then I'll see if I can trim it or if I even want to trim it. So we're gonna close the card, close it nice, and now place it on top, and you see how you can, that tiny amount of manipulation is just so important to get it just right. There you go. See, if you had the tape, once you put it down, that would be it, and you would not be able to do anything about it. So we're just gonna have to wait and dry, and then I'm gonna decide if I'm gonna trim it or not. I'm not quite sure. I may or may not. But hopefully you enjoyed this video and this is helpful and you're gonna give it a try. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ta!